Hello. I'm having some technical difficulties, so hopefully this will record okay. I found this article very interesting along with some of the other things that I've been sharing. So I wanted to read through this. Um, this is from 2019. This isn't the first time I've come across this. I only knew to research it because I had come across this research many years ago, well over a decade or so. Could have been 20 or 30 years ago, but so it's not a new idea. But this is a recent article, so I wanted to share this. The science behind why we find certain eye colors so attractive. Did you know that? So aside from being vastly emotionally communicative, and soul bearing, simply taking a moment to examine someone's unique eye color can be so compelling, as no two hues are exactly the same. Perhaps you're someone who's especially attracted to lighter eye colors like blue or green, or you find yourself on the other side of the spectrum being enhanced by darker chocolate or amber colorings. Have you ever wondered why certain eye colors are so beautifully alluring? We decided to ask psychologists and dig into some research we found out. So, this is what makes this article so much different than, say, the one that I had read before, because this one uses a website, 1 800 contacts. So, what's rare is attractive. 1 800 contacts, which is a website you would go and order contacts to be sent to your door, recently conducted a survey of 1,000 people in order to figure out people's perceptions of eye color and what these different color preferences can reveal about us. One of the study's main findings was that gray eyes was the rarest and the statistically most attractive eye color. Isn't that interesting? Gray eyes. The hazel and the green following closely behind. Conversely, brown eyes are the most common color, yet the least attractive to the survey respondents. According to World Atlas, approximately 79% of the world's population has brown eyes, making it the most common eye color in the world. After brown eyes come blue eyes crowd, with about 8 to 10% of the world having blue eyes, 5% having amber or hazel eyes, 2% of the world having green eyes. Statistically speaking, the rarest eye colors are gray and red violet. And this novelty could be the reason gray eyes ranked as most popular color amongst survey participants. It makes sense that the rarer colors tend to be more captivating. Clinical psychologist Carla Marie Manley has a PhD there, explains in an interview with MBG. That's just the name of this website. Rooted in primitive survival mechanisms, the human mind and the human eye tend to notice that which is different and unique. According to Manley, this tendency comes from the need to notice that which was different in the environment in order to ascertain if the novel item or experience was safe or unsafe. Throughout evolution, she says, we've retained this interest in that novel and that which is novel. And through some cases, that which is novel is considered a deterrent. In others, such as a different eye color, it can also be considered interesting or attractive. So, what your eye color says about your personality. Does your eye color tell us anything real about a person, though? Well, partially. Having more melanin, the pigment that creates the darkened hue of brown eyes, has been associated with things like being better at sports and being worse at handling alcohol. Some research shows that people with lighter eye colors, on the other hand, tend to be less agreeable and more competitive. There's also a lot to be said about what we associate with specific eye colors. A peer-reviewed study published in the journal Plus One found we subconsciously assume people with brown eyes are more trustworthy. That said, the researchers found this wasn't necessarily due to the eye color itself, but rather the facial structure accompanying brown eyed people. These researchers posit that the rounder and softer features of brown eyed individuals make their faces appear more baby like and thus more innocent or trustworthy. Tangentially, tangent Okay. The researchers suggest that the sometimes longer and more angular features of people with blue eyes strip them of this quality. As a counterpoint, though, a separate study found brown eyed people to be associated with dominance. Well, let's just remember these are just asking people. They have no idea. They're guessing. They have no idea, even if he is a psychiatrist. He has no idea why. They're just guessing that it must be because of the facial structure or because of the angles on the face, right? The 1-800 Contacts survey did align with a lot of that research, though. When asked about what personality traits they associated with each eye color, blue eyes were considered, quote, sexy and associated with a love for trying new things, while brown eyes were considered trustworthy and kind. Cultural ideas are so powerful. The reason I say that up here is because we have to remember that they're gathering this information. They're asking these questions because they're trying to find minute things. What makes this? Why do you like blue eyes more? What is it about it? So every time they do something like this, they're only looking further and further for more. It is nothing but a giant science fair going on. This isn't the World's Fair. This is a science fair going on the world stage. So let's keep that in mind. Cultural ideas are so powerful. Despite gray eyes being rated as the most attractive, 47.6% of the survey respondents revealed that they would choose to have blue eyes if given a choice. Mainly explains that this might be again because cultural influences also have an effect on that which we desire, whether that be eye color, hair color, or body shape. Our culture often idolizes a quote blonde haired, blue eyed person. This has been emphasized in movies and the media for decades, she says. As such, the quote fun and sexy aspects attributed to blue eyed persons are certainly a result of heavy media influences. Thus, when it comes to eye color, Manley explains that it's important to factor in how humans are from childhood forward, exposed to the likes of Cinderella, Snow White, Barbie, TV, and movie personalities to tend to play out fantasy that blue eyed people are fun and adventurous, whereas a person with steely gray eyes or brown eyes might be typecast as the serious, sensible, yet kind individual. I'd like to point out I have gray eyes, or they change color. They can be shades of. We are, as a society, very much influenced by the maybe that's why I'm so serious, sensible, and kind. Did you see what I was saying there? My friends will get it. We are, as a society, much more influenced by the media, says Manley. Yes, we certainly have an innate personal preference, yet much of what we are attracted to is based upon long history from birth forward and what is socially deemed attractive. The role of sexual imprinting. Do you even know that they do studies like this? Isn't this interesting? This goes deeper than just your eye color. What is sexual imprinting? So, how much weight do people actually put on eye color when it comes to judging a potential partner's attractiveness? Some research cites an unexpected link between the eye color of one partner and that person's parents. In one 2017 study, researchers found both gay men and straight women were twice as likely to have a romantic partner with an eye color close to that of their fathers. Isn't that interesting? Conversely, gay women and straight men were 2.5 5 times more likely to have a partner with similar eye colors to their mothers. The researchers speculated that this might be because as children, we quote, imprint on the parent whose gender we're attracted to. This is both an interesting and admittedly slightly creepy subconscious predilection to keep in mind when analyzing why you're drawn to one person's eyes over the other. And because this has been brought up, there is a lot of research about imprinting and the dynamics between. I just happen to know some between fathers and daughters, especially when the daughters are going through puberty and things, just from past research that I've done years and years ago, that clearly is coming back for a second helping here, because that is exactly what we're talking about. So I found this part of the article to be very interesting and potentially have some type of link that if I was a scientist, I would look more into this, because there is some other research out there that talks about this imprinting on the gender that you're attracted to from your parents. All these factors, rarity, cultural ideas, and sexual imprinting, probably play individual roles in determining which eye color is a person is most drawn to. For most people, eye color will be in no way a deal breaker in choosing one lover over another. But the next time you lose your train of thought because you're captivated by your partner's oceanic blue eyes, you can blame Cinderella or maybe your dad. Um, so I've been uploading some stuff about genetics, and I thought this was an interesting one to throw in the mix, especially when we're talking about designer babies and all. And everyone is going to want to have their designer babies with specific eye colors. Probably one of the two rare ones, blue and that hazel color. I mean, who doesn't love those golden eyes, especially when they have, the golden skin? They're just gorgeous. And so you can see why that these things are attractive. So when we're looking at designing a future children, keeping that in mind, because let's just say that we do design everyone, and now we have, the majority of the population is not brown eyed, but gray eyed. And now will brown suddenly come back into fashion? These are all things I'd ask myself. I would assume probably so, because we like things that are rare. And I will point out, in Meaning of Life, children like rare things. My daughter currently is understanding that. She goes to a store and she sees that there's only one left of something and she thinks that it's rare. And I'm explaining to her that it's not rare, it's actually very popular. And that is why there's the only one left. Everyone else has it. And even in her tiny little 8-year-old brain, she absolutely understands what I am saying. And now we'll think about that. And is not attracted to it because it's the last of something. But she decides, you know what? I'm going to get the blue one because nobody has the blue one. Or she'll say, Mom, I just really like the purple one. And I agree that that is the best color and everyone else is right as well. So that is a behavioral stage that is normal for humanity right now in its placement in the meaning of life and the meaning of life. And so let's just note that if children had their way, what color eyes would everybody be having? So fascinating. I freaking love it anyway. Thanks for listening to me blabber. I'll be back with other things.